you today? It is me, Heather, with Duncan House Creative. I am so happy you're here today. We are going to be making these oil pastel self-portraits. They are beautiful. I hope you are ready to have so much fun with me as we dive in to some awesome art. All right, first let's go over our supplies. You're gonna need a piece of black paper, some liquid glue. You just want to make sure you're not using a glue stick for this. It needs to be liquid glue. Oil, pastels, dun 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 dun, our medium for the month, and a pencil, okay? All right, we are ready. What I'm going to do first, let me tell you the steps we're going to take. The first step we're going to take is we're going to draw ourselves. Yes, you are going to draw yourself. And then we are going to use a pencil to draw ourselves on our paper. And then we are going to use some glue to outline that drawing. And then we have to let it dry. Boo, I know, it's the worst part of this whole thing. So this art session might have to be done in 2 parts, okay? I'm just giving you a fair warning right now. You do have to let the glue dry, but I will tell you a trick, and please only do this with an adult present. You can use a blow dryer on low heat to speed up the drying process of your glue. But again, please don't do that without an adult. And then after we put our glue on and we let it dry, we are going to come in and fill in all of that wonderful space with beautiful oil pastel color. We're going to do our face, our body, and then we're going to do a background that's in a pattern. Okay? All right, are you ready to jump in? Let's do it. Okay, what we're going to do first is we're going to use our pencil. You are using a pencil, okay, to draw out our portrait. Okay, it's very important. You are using a pencil. I am going to use a white chalk pastel so you can see me draw this on black paper. If I use the pencil on this black paper, you can't see it. You can see your pencil on the black paper, but you can't see mine. So I'm going to use this white chalk pastel, okay? This, not chalk, it's oil, excuse me, oil pastel. So, you're using your pencil, are we good? And I'm using this white chalk, or this white oil pastel, sorry. Okay, we're going to draw ourselves. Let me show you how to draw a person. I'm going to draw a couple of people here. I'm going to draw some boys, I'm going to draw some girls, I'm going to draw some different hairstyles for you, okay? So this might be a part in the video where you want to just watch me do it, and then you are going to rewind it and do your own, okay? Let's plan for that to work. So first I'm going to let's draw a boy first, okay? What I always do is I start with a U, pretty big U like that. You want it to be about the size of your hand, if not a little bit bigger, depending on the size of your hand. And then I draw a neck, 2 little curved lines here, and I draw some shoulders. And I always put a shirt on my person, another curved line for a shirt, okay? Now I'm going to draw a boy. I'm going to draw a boy with kind of longer hair, and then I will draw a boy with shorter hair, okay? So, my boy with longer hair might have some bangs, like that. And then I'm going to come over and I'm going to draw the top of his head. And give our little guy some ears, like that. And then I would draw the eyes and mouth and nose and all that, but we're going to save that for later, okay? Because that's going to be the same for all of us. We could even extend the hair up there or not. It doesn't matter. I usually draw some lines here too. So this is a boy that has some bangs, a little bit longer hair. It could be a girl with short hair too. Excuse me. Sometimes girls have short hair, don't they? And that is completely okay. I have short hair. Okay, so now I'm going to draw a boy. I'm going to show you how to draw some hair that's a little bit different. Boy cut, a short cut, should we say. Because, like we determined, Girls can have short hair too. Boys can have long hair. Okay, so there's my person, my U with the neck and such. Now, this one's kind of different. What I do with this one is I give him a head, top of his head, and then I kind of come in here and I draw out his hairline. I draw some bangs, and then I come down and I draw his temples. And I give him some ears. And voila, he has a beautiful haircut. Ta-da! His ears are a little wonky, but that's okay. Okay, so this is a boy's two examples of short hair. Let's just call it short hair, right? Okay, so this is some long-haired examples. So I'm gonna draw my U. You're gonna get really good at this. My neck, my shoulders, my shirt. And I always start with the bangs. So maybe I want to put some bangs on her or him. And then I'm going to draw the long hair. Maybe I want to put a little ear. Her ears are tucked back. Okay, there you go. We have a long-haired person. Now you're like, but Heather, I don't have long hair. Well, let me show you some cute little, this is one of my favorites. I call them little pigtails or puffballs or whatever you want to call them. Little, maybe you want to draw your hair up. Here's my person. I'm going to give myself some bangs. I'm going to give myself the top of my head. And then I'm going to give this person some little puffs on her head. Oh, I just love that hairstyle. Okay, so there's another one. Let me do one more. We'll do the U. My U's are getting smaller. Try to make yours pretty large though. My neck. And let's do, maybe this person's bangs are gonna be more straight. There we go. Some ears. Ta-da! Awesome. I don't know if I like those bangs, but you see what I'm going for here. So I'm gonna draw mine now. Draw you. I'm gonna draw my neck. I'm gonna draw my arms, and then I'm going to draw. I kind of have this slope here. Yes. And then just some short hair like that. Okay, now we're going to do the face. Are you watching? Are you ready? Easy, easy peasy. So you're just gonna do one rainbow, another rainbow, and you're gonna connect those rainbows. Try to make them big, because you're gonna be putting glue on there. And then you're going to take two lines down and draw some little pupils. I like to put a couple little eyelashes on me, but you don't have to. And I also like to put some eyebrows. Now this person, her eyebrow is under her hair. So for the nose, I do an upside down question mark. Just just a straight line and then like a C, okay? And then for the mouth, I do two humps, basically, two curved lines. And then I come down with another curved line, and then I make a mouth in the middle. And this doesn't look very good, does it? But I promise you, once you add the glue, once you add your oil pastel, it's going to look marvelous. So after you get yourself drawn and you're pretty okay with it, we are not making a detailed drawing of ourselves, okay? Let me show you my finished product again. We want it to be very bold, almost like a pop art, okay? We want our lines to be pretty fat. We want our head to be pretty large. This is even too small here. And we want our eyes to be pretty big, okay? Don't make things really tiny. If you make things really tiny, it will just all mesh together as it dries. So make sure you're making your lines pretty far apart, okay? After you are happy with your piece, you're going to take your glue. I'm going to open my glue bottle, and you're just going to outline all of these lines. So I'm going to take my glue, and I'm going to outline all of the lines that I drew. And again, you might have to pause here if you feel like I'm going too fast, okay? It's totally okay. Here's my ears. Now, I'm not putting big globs of glue on this, am I? Just a thin little line of glue. Just like this. Put one in the middle. Just like this, put one in the middle. Go down my nose, my mouth, my neck, shoulders, and my shirt. And sometimes I even like to put a little couple in my hair just to give it some texture. Ta-da! Awesome. Okay, now's the hard part. We have to let this dry. This has to be pretty dry for us to move on, okay? You just can't move on without this being dry. So, push pause, go make yourself a snack, let this dry, maybe go play outside, do something fun with your family, and then come back whenever it's dry and resume this video. All right? Cool. Okay, we're back. My paper is dry. It looks good. It's ready to color in, okay? Now, where we see the glue on our paper, that's going to be kind of where our lines are. We're not going to color over those lines. Let me show you my finished product again. So see here how you can see the black lines? You're not going to want to color over those lines. It's almost just like a coloring book or something, okay? So I'm going to take a color that matches my skin a little bit. There's several colors in our oil pastel kit that could match your skin too. And we're just going to fill in around all of, and I'm gonna have to turn this paper, I'm sorry. We're just going to fill in all around all of this, the lines. And the face is a little tedious, but you can do it. I promise you can do it. My daughter did one of these when she was in first grade. So I know you can do this too. Okay. And we just start coloring. Color in that face. And the oil pastel looks so cool on that black paper. And then that glue has dried clear, leaving a really cool black shiny line where our face is, or where we drew, okay? And I promise at the beginning it looks a little weird, and you're like, Miss Duncan, this is really bizarre. But I promise it will look good. I don't think I usually put eyelashes on myself, but I did this time. So it'll be fun to see what they look like. Okay, so I'm almost done with my face. And if anytime you need to pause the video to catch up, please do so. Okay, I've said it before. We'll say it again. I am a pretty fast colorer, so don't feel like you need to keep up with me, okay? All right. Some people can fly. Not really, but in superhero movies. Some people can be invisible. I can color really fast. Just kidding. Okay, so my face is done. with my skin anyways. Now I'm going to work on my eyes. I have like brownish eyes, so I'm going to put some brown here in the middle. And I'll show you. At first it looks a little scary. It's okay. Trust the process. Trust the process. And once you add this white, I'm gonna add a little bit of white to the side. And you guys, even if your glue kind of got, like my glue here kind of ran together, you can still add white on top of that. So there's my eyes. Suddenly I've come to life. And now I'm going to add some pink to my lips. And maybe you're a boy and you're like, I don't want pink lips. That's okay. You can do something a little different. You might go push pause and go look in the mirror and say, what color are my lips? Maybe you want to do a little bit of blending. You want to put some skin tone on there with just a little bit of pink. Because the fact is, even if we're not wearing lipstick, our lips are still just a little bit pink, all of us. Okay, or they're a little darker. Okay, so I'm done. Now I'm going to do my hair. Haha. I'm going to color in my hair. My hair is brown, so I'm going to choose this brown color. But you know, I have done this lesson with lots and lots of students. And sometimes I have people draw themselves with blue hair, even though they don't have blue hair. Or I've had some people draw themselves with rainbow hair, even though they don't have rainbow hair. Okay? So really, the sky is the limit. Whatever kind of hair you want to give yourself, that's fine. Even one time I had a kid draw his self-portrait, and he gave himself 3 eyes. He put an eye in his forehead. And I thought, well, okay, maybe you wish you had 3 eyes, so we'll just go with it. You can never tell an artist how to do art, can you? Okay, I'm going to turn this, and then color. And I kind of like to outline my stuff first. Just helps me. But if that's not your method, that's okay. I'm gonna add this. Okay, I'm coming to life. It's amazing. Okay, I'm gonna add a shirt, my shirt here. And you know, you can make your shirt have polka dots, you can make your shirt have stripes, whatever you want to do. You don't have to feel like it has to just be one color. I might even put some polka dots on my shirt because I remember doing that once when I did this. I always do this with my students. Whenever I was a teacher, and we would do these in my classroom every year at the very beginning of the year to get to know each other. And I remember doing this one year and putting polka dots on my shirt and just loving the polka dots. So I'm gonna go back to that look. And then color in. Okay, we are almost finished here. Now this next part is the most important part, so please stick with me, okay? The next part is our background. All right, we are ready for our background, but I promise you it's worth the extra time, okay? Are you ready? On the background, let me show you my original one. Do you see how my background is a pattern? It's stripes, isn't it? So that's the most important part of this, is we're going to draw a pattern behind ourselves. Now your pattern can be polka dots, your pattern can be stripes, Your pattern can be horizontal stripes or vertical stripes, or mine are diagonal. Your pattern can be swirlies or whatever you want. I've had some really cool patterns that I've seen. I've seen some people do zigzags, all kinds of stuff, okay? But make sure it's something you can finish, because sometimes I've had students create a really detailed pattern and then they kind of get burnt out on it. So I want to make sure you are successful and you finish, okay? So I'm going to do a striped pattern like I did on this one, but you can do polka dots, you can do swirls like I said, zigzags, whatever you want. We just want to make sure our background has a little bit of pattern to make our portrait pop off of the paper. It's a little trick that artists do. So for mine, I'm going to choose this purple color because I love purple. And you know, I might do horizontal, vertical stripes. Almost like there's wallpaper behind me. And you'll notice that when you do this, like I said, your picture is just going to pop off that paper. There's that. I might do some blue. I'm trying to think of what would go good. Well, what are my favorite colors? I love blue and purple. And also, what would go good with the colors I've chosen here? Blue, purple. Trying to think. I might do this green. That's kind of what I did on my last one. And actually, in all the times I've done this, I don't think I've ever done vertical stripes as my background. So, cool. When I was a kid in elementary school, I always had the hardest time telling the difference between vertical and horizontal. Because my teachers would always say, fold your paper like a hamburger, or fold your paper like a hot dog. And so I knew what a hamburger fold and a hot dog fold was, but I didn't know what vertical and horizontal were. So now, whenever I was a teacher, I would always use the words vertical and horizontal and not hamburger or hot dog, because I wanted my students to know. And I think my teachers were thinking that they were making it easy on me, or our whole class, not just me. But it took me forever to learn that. So, okay, this is looking good. We're almost done. Ah, I'm so proud of our work together. I bet yours is looking awesome too. There we go. And then what comes next? Blue. And then I'll be done. Do you see how that pattern really didn't take that long? Because I'm doing it in pretty big chunks, okay? I've had some people do patterns that are super detailed and meticulous, and they, like I said, they get burnt out. So, all right. Ta-da! Oh, look at me. Haha. I was gonna say look at her, but it's supposed to be me. I don't know. It doesn't. Maybe you think it's me. Maybe it looks like me. I could have, I guess, drawn a black shirt with an apron on, but I didn't. I thought this was a cuter sweater that I invented. Ha. You guys, I'm so proud of you. This was a really hard project. So if you stuck with it and you finished it, way to go. Pat yourself on the back. That is such that is a lot of hard work. Way to be resilient and just keep bouncing back even when things are hard. Sometimes our artwork is hard, and it's a good practice for us to push through those feelings of, oh, I'm so done with this, and to really just finish something. It makes us feel so successful. So, thank you for joining me today for our oil pastel self-portraits. I hope you had so much fun. And I hope you're enjoying this oil pastel medium. It's a really fun medium, isn't it? All right. Well, thank you, and we will see you next time right here.